R, matey. R. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hey, I appreciate everybody that joins. Shout out to my nigga Lamu. You gotta either teach me your language so we can fucking communicate, or you got some D spit. You are your only enemy. See, people need to understand something. People need to understand something. That is one of the greatest lines of all things. When Thor's father taught him, he said, "Look here, son. Why do you want a sword?" And he said, "I want a sword so I can beat the bad guys." Hold on. Let me pull that up before I even get this thing started. Hold on. We gotta respect the homage. They're gonna probably try to give me that. Let's see, where's it at? Because it's such a brilliant line. It really is such a brilliant line. And most people won't be able to appreciate it. She doesn't like you playlist. Being a man is the best. It really is being the best. Let's see. There we go.
Meant to kill. What you needed. Whose life do you intend to take?
Enemies.
Your enemies? Who are they?
Well, bad guys like Halfton.
Listen to me, my son.
12 days we were together.
You don't have enemies.
12 time we were apart.
The truth is that nobody has them.
Love each other's lives.
Nobody in this entire world deserves to get hurt.
Heart to heart.
Powerful fucking shit. Powerful fucking shit. Because listen, one of the things I have to start to realize as you begin to age as a elder, young person, older guy, is that the idea that you have enemies, it's a hard thing to understand because enemies are merely just people that don't understand you. And once you begin to understand people, once you begin to understand that we are the same thing, beings, you can then move on with life and make deals. But the first step is putting out this enemy thing that you have, like people that don't like you, people that don't want to be around you. And once you make yourself powerful, once you kind of understand, like, okay, this is my life, and you begin to build yourself into somebody, because you start to understand hurt people hurt people. A lot of people are out there hurting. Pain is a real thing. And a lot of people want you to understand their pain, because a lot of people don't understand how to tolerate or deal with their pain. So they go out there and they push their pain upon the world. But your job as a man is to sit there and say, look, sir, I might not be able to understand your pain, but I might be able to help you ease it. You don't have to be in pain anymore. And when people get to really see that, they say, holy shit, this person really does give a fuck about me and me not being in pain. Then they start to change. And see, that's how you get people to change. It's by understanding. It's not by fighting them and enforcing them to, because then they resent you. You take on their fucking first blow, and then you say, sir, where's that blow coming from? Where is that hurt and pain coming from? And they tell you, man, I got abused as a kid. People treated me like shit because of my skin color, blah, blah, blah. There's a multitude of reasons why people are fucking in pain. And you say, look, let me teach you how to become strong. So then you could take the pain and then manifest that pain into something positive, into prosperity. That's the game. Teach people how to be prosperous. If you could teach people how to be prosperous and how to do for self, then we all win together as a big team. But the problem is a lot of people don't get taught that, how to do for self. And so they take their pain and anguish out on the fucking world. And one of the things I started to think about really is like mass shootings. I really understand like what causes some human being to go out there and just shoot a bunch of people up. Because it's really not experimental. I don't think a lot of people are like that crazy where they want to go out there and actually just harm people just to see what would happen. No, a lot of time it's pain. And so a lot of people, they look at their life and they say, wow, I was treated like shit. Yeah, they feel like they have nothing to absolutely lose. But why did they feel that way? What brought them into that point where they said, fuck it, I don't care. Everybody's going to feel my fucking pain. This is a big story for Naruto. I really wish people need to listen to, read Naruto or watch it. Because Pain talked about this. I want the world to feel my pain. Naruto's like, niggas, chill. You killed my teacher, but I don't want to cause you pain. So we're going to have this legendary battle so you can understand my pain. Because everybody has pain. It's just the natural state of being. If you have a great upbringing, everything went perfect and nice in your life, your parents were good to you, you know what type of pain you're going to have? You're going to have a huge amount of pain when they die. And all that love and shit they gave to you is going to like basically flow out in pain because you lost a great fucking people. If you have shitty ass parents, they tormented you all through life. You might be actually happy when they die. That's fucked up as that sounds. And that's a lot of people. And so, like, when I started thinking about the mass shooting, because there's a General Conky, legendary fucking general. I need to go ahead and push this on. Let me share this off to the what you call it machine. I need to figure out a way. Yeah, you have no enemies. All right, give me a second. So one of the things I started to really think about is with the mass shooting things. What makes somebody go out and do that? And so one of my legendary characters that I'm going to do a whole character profile on him now that we're free time and full-time pirate mode. General Conky from Kingdom. Because he was saying there's the people at the bottom that get picked on, and then there's the people at the top that pick on the people at the bottom. But he says, I don't blame the people at the top. No, it's not their fault. You know who I blame? The people in the middle who choose to do nothing while the people at the bottom get shitted on. Those are the people I fucking look at as the worst people because they don't care. They're like, oh, well, happy is not me. And so that's a big problem because one powerful person at the elite, yeah, they might have the power at the top of the elite, but they're only one person. They can only wield so much force. They are able to wield the force of the people in the middle because the people in the middle look at them and say, I want to be like them. Fuck them people at the bottom. Like, fuck the people at the bottom. I want to be like that. And so that gives them this imaginary power. But the truth is the numbers is in the masses. The masses are what dictate how things are policed and how things go about the world. And so if we want to see peace and prosperity in the world, people in the masses have to step up for those at the bottom. They're at the bottom rung of society. And see, that's where General Conky had a real fucking philosophy about it, where he says, I want the people in the middle to suffer this from the bottom because you chose to watch injustice happen. You did nothing about it. And because you did nothing about it, we are now stuck with this whole predicament. There's some deep shit. And so the thing with I have no enemies is that you need to start look at those at the beneath you, those who don't think they're worth anything, and start to cherish them. Say, no, you have value. Even though you might be a garbage guy, we need somebody to be the garbage guy. And let me make sure you're well taken care of. Let me make sure you have the highest pay because you're doing something that most people don't want to do. And we got to respect people that do things that we don't want to do. And the people that exist at the bottom, this is one of the things I learned from the trade people, is that the people at the bottom, they never get respected. Nobody ever tries to fucking build them up or help them do anything. Nobody ever tries to fucking build those people. And that's why I think the mass shooting is starting to occur. Because what the mass shooter looks at, he says, look, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. And yeah, there's the elite people. The elite people, yeah, they fucking shit on me. And I expect that. That's not surprising to me. But what I'm really pissed off is the people who are in the middle who could stop it because you have the numbers. Yeah, that person might be elite, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if there's 100 people and 5 people are at the top and 5 people at the bottom, there's a whole fucking bunch of 90 other people who are just sitting there watching the travesty fucking just happen. And that's why Charleston White had a very interesting thing. He says, look, man, I'm not mad at the person who beat me up and did that. What I'm mad at is the people who's filming, the people who's watching it, filming it, laughing, taking pleasure in the point that I'm being the one being shitted on. You're the people who are trying to irreparably harm me. So he said, yeah, go get the gun and shoot all those people. And I was like, damn, that's some deep philosophy because that's what the people do. They take their anger out on the masses. They never go out and shoot the elite people. They take their anger out on the masses. You know why they take it on the masses? Because the masses have the ability to fucking stop it. And they don't. Because they look up to elites because they want to be one of the elites. So then they can have the power to basically shit on the other smaller people. And I don't know, maybe this is human nature. I'm largely trying to figure out what this is. And like, yeah, it's like there is no enemy out there. Nobody's enemy. You're your own enemy. And the reason you're your own enemy is because you don't look at people. It's the way you view people. Yeah, we might have differences, but guess what? We all want to live. We all want to eat. We all want to prosper. There's enough on this fucking planet. The planet is beyond more abundant to have everything we want plus more. So why are we out here fighting? Why are we out here just doing dumb shit to each other? Because it's misunderstandings. A lot of people just don't understand other people. And because we don't understand each other, we choose to fucking take our pain out on other people. And that's why, like Thorfinn's dad, when he says nobody in this world deserves to get hurt, he has a valid point. There would be no hurt if we all treat each other fairly, and we all give each other the ability to use prosperity. If we all give each other the ability to be able to prosper, there would be no reason to hurt people. Everybody would just be eating, living in peace, being joyful. But it's because we allow like people to form this idea that we have enemies. Except for Pajits. I'm not gonna lie. Pajits and their business practices, those are my enemies. I will fucking go to war about that. Because you people, I need to understand, why do you people choose to treat people like shit? Why? I'm doing you a favor. They act like they're doing me a favor. That's a whole other side note. We're gonna go definitely. World Star Online culture is trash. Ninjas recording the only denies instead of stopping nonsense. Report. Yep. Thank you, Mr. JC. Thank you, John Carlos. Ain't lying. Yeah, Pajits are the enemy. Hashtag Pajits are the enemy. Hashtag get these niggas out of my country. Hashtag pay your fucking handyman. Stop trying to fucking triple book. And then canceling last minute. I'm tired of this shit. I'll go to see. That's the only people. Those are my enemies. Fucking Pajits. Keep the niggas in India. Yep. Hurt is just a concept. And see, that's the thing what people need to understand. There's a very famous line. Let me put this on the board. The Board of Education. Now that we are, let's see. Can we see this clearly? Yeah, we can see this clearly. So, what's his name? There's a guy. I believe his name is Tony Robinson. He came up with this idea. Tony Robinson came up with this idea that all human communication is either a cry for help or a loving response. So if we take that as correct, get this out the way. So we got human being, you. You can see that? You either have, we're going to educate you people, loving response, or cry for help. All right, so all things is either a cry for help or a loving response. And for those on the Twitter, I'm sorry, you guys probably got to transfer over to the YouTube machine so you can be able to see this diagram I'm drawing out. And so, you as a person, you got to interpret the data you see. So, when you look at somebody, it's either a cry for help or a loving response. So you have two options when you see this particular endeavor. When I see somebody who's giving me a loving response, what I wish to do is help them by exiting it. No, not exiting. See, yeah, I have this in my fucking notebook. But when you see somebody giving you a loving response, what you end up doing is you go back and you show love. And the love gets multiplied by 2 because then you show them a loving response. Because when people show me love, I show them love back. But then if I see somebody who has a cry for help, guess what? You do the same thing. Yeah. You show them love too, and then it's going to probably just equal to zero because you're canceling out their cry for help by showing love. So now that this person's at an equal state, they now have to decide, okay, I had my love and response, my cry got fucking solved. Now what do I do? And then you help provide them with directions. You give them instructions. So how they can keep this loving response, because now that they have solved the issue, which is I'm crying for help, please help me. You have helped this person. Now they're at a neutral point. Now they have to figure out, okay, what do I do? Well, now here's how you solve. You do this instructions, and this will allow you to provide more love for others, so then you can fix the fucking problem. And then when you have a loving response, when it multiplies by 2, you do the same thing. For more people. So when you show people giving you love, you give them love back. You guys both work together, and you can spread more love to more people to be able to solve this problem that people who are crying for help. And that's how the whole system's supposed to work. That's how we're all supposed to fucking operate as human beings. We're supposed to show love, and when you show love to somebody, they show you love back, and then you guys have you have abundance of love. And then you share that love with more people who have the crying response. And then it ends up feeding back to the same thing. We get more people that love 0. You give them instructions how to show love, and then they show love. And that's really the secret of life. You got to show love. That's why this is so powerful. You have no enemies. I have no enemies because I have love for all my people. I have love for all humanity, all beings that exist on the planet. And when you start to really process that and you understand there's no reason for us to be fighting, it's like it's such a powerful fucking thing, because then you just look at life different. Like, okay, how many people can I come help in this life? How many people can I change for the better? Because here's the thing, everybody wants to change. And when I say everybody wants to change, I'm not going to say everybody wants to change, but people have to change. Like, the natural state of life is that life requires evolution. If you don't evolve and adapt, you are dying. Nobody wants to die prematurely. Like, people accept that they have to die, but nobody wants to die before they really have to. So in order to keep people from dying before they have to change with the times. If you're not changing with the times, you're slowly dying. And so when people realize, okay, I have to change, I have to be different, I have to do things different, they need instructions, because most people don't have the ability to see foresight. They don't have the ability to be able to understand how to become a better human being, how to get into a better frame of mind, to be able to figure out how to adapt. No, none of this shit applies to Indians. Keep them niggas in India. Let them fucking, And you know what? I'm sorry. I wish I tried. I tried my hardest. I gave about 10 to 20 niggas that were Indian chances, and I know it's the same thing. Like, we need to have a worldwide thing where we go and talk to all the Indians in America, and we say, look here, fucking fix your business practices, or you're out the country. Like, fuck that. We're not dealing anymore. Like, I don't care. I don't care anymore, because it's not even supposed to be. I don't hate Indians. I hate their business practices. I'll put it that way. And any Indians that practice business in such a way, leave. Just go. Get the fuck out of the country. Because it's just unfair to the rest of us who are trying to do good business. And listen, I'm a very easy guy to work with. I don't overcharge people. I don't try to bleed them. And you know what's funny? And I thought I was the only person. I thought I was the only person who had this type of resentment towards Yeet G. That nigga said Yeet Pajeet. That's the funniest shit I heard all day. And listen, man, because here's the thing. I want to understand, why do Indian people why do they do it this way? Like, that's the first thing. Before I kick anyone out the country, I want to have a sit down. Vegeta Patels don't tip. I want to understand why. Why do you guys do this to people? Why do you torture us that try to help you out? Because Lord knows you're not going to put the TV up yourself. Lord knows you're not going to put the curtains up yourself. Because if you could, you would have done already. Lord, dear sir, please allow me to pay a later date instead of Madame. What? I'm so confused. What is this nigga telling me? Tell the truth. Hello, sir. Please allow me to pay at a later date instead of. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's some real shit. These niggas will try to. Dude, let me tell you guys a story. I'm gonna give you a quick story because this is why Pajits are my enemies. Or actually, I'll say Pajit practices are my enemies. And this is what I think a better thing is to say is the people themselves are not my enemies, but the ideas, the frame of thinking, the culture, those things can be enemies. You should have fights against cultures, ideologies. Those things are all right to fight against. But fighting against people, you don't need to fight against people. You just need to talk to them and get to understand. But here's a quick story about why I have so much beef with Pajits. So I showed to this one lady's house. I did a job for her daughter. And the daughter really liked me. And she requested me to the mom. So I pull up, they're like, okay, we have like 3 curtains. There's a bunch of work for you to do here. We can do these outlets. We have curtains we need to get installed. I got a bathroom installed. There's a bunch of things. Can you please do it? I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. I look it out. So I was like, all right, well, she has like 3 curtains. I was like, all right, I'll install the curtains for you. I was like, it's going to be $25 per curtain, which is a very reasonable rate because they end up coming out to like $125. I do the job. I get done with everything. And the mom just dips. The mom leaves. It was actually a brand new house. So the smell had not fucking been created yet. So I was lucky to be able to tolerate that. I think say, what does it smell like? And so I get done. I get done with the job. And it's just me and the daughter. Daughter's like maybe 21, 22. Little fine little hot Pajit girl. And so the mom just let me alone with the daughter. And the daughter's like, I get done. I'm like, hey, ma'am, so I'm all done. I'll take my payment now. She's like, well, you know, like sometimes we have problem with handyman where they don't come back. So like, can we just hold on to the money? And then when you come back and do like the other things, we'll pay you everything in total then. And so I look at this chick. I'm like, ma'am, you know what? Just pay me half my money. Pay me half of it. I'll take $75 and we'll call it a fucking day. And she's like, okay, well, let me talk to my mom. So she texts the mom. The mom's like, okay, yeah, we'll be able to do that. So then the mom sends me the $75 and they ask me, can I go do the rest of the job? Like later on this week, as soon as possible. And I was like, yes, sure, man, I'll do that for you. And so I leave the house and I said, Jesus Christ, did these niggas really just try to fucking jit me out of $125? Like and see, what they don't realize is like you put your daughter in such a precarious situation. I'm thinking, who taught you guys these practices? Like, say I was a crazed handyman, or say I was a guy who was out of prison who didn't really care about life. Like, I got enough shit to lose where I'm just not going to go rampaging and just destroy things out the house. But the idea that she left her daughter to negotiate with a man and say they're not going to pay him all his money up front, I was like, this is the Wild West. Your daughter would end up missing and disappeared. And I said, oh, these people don't care. These people don't fight fair. So since then, I terrorize the Pajit community when it comes to handyman jobs. I terrorize. I give them like 4 times the price and see how and sometimes they try to play with you and say, okay, yeah, just come over and do it. And and you know what the thing is? They fully intend not to pay. They come into the game fully intent not to pay. They're trying to figure out, how do I jip you? I had another story where I was dealing with a Pajit couple. I put the TV up for them, and I put an extra hole in the wall because the wife wanted the TV to go up like 3 inches. And the husband was trying to argue with the wife. He's like, why are we putting up 3 inches? Why? It's already there. And the wife's like, no, I want it up 3 inches. And so the husband's just like, oh, sir, can you please, can you put up 3 inches? And I'm just looking like, nigga, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, whatever, I'll put up 3 inches. I get done with the job. I leave. I get a text the next day. Hey, sir, could you please go back to that job site and patch the holes behind the television? They refuse to pay until they get that done. I said, what? Yeah. So can you just knock that out whenever you get a chance to do it? I was like, you gotta be bullshitting me. These motherfuckers were gonna argue with the third-party company Fixty Man about a fucking hole behind the wall that they can't see. And I said, Jesus Christ, these niggas are ruthless when it comes to fucking not paying shit. It's amazing. So Pajits are my, not Pajits, Pajit business practices are my enemies because I can't deal with the practices. It's fucking unbelievable. The level of fucking just disrespect these niggas give to anybody who tries to help them out with doing a job. Like they really act like money is like it's beyond saving. But back to the idea that you have no enemies. Pain and understanding. We have to teach people how to fix their pain. A lot of guys are suffering because they have pain. They got nobody to speak to. There's nobody to help them with getting through the pain. And so they put their pain out on other people. They treat other people underneath their subordinates. They treat them like shit. They treat their wife like shit. They treat the kids like shit. They treat themselves like shit. And as a result, they make the world a more unsightly place to not want to be. And we could solve that by looking at it and realizing that's a cry for help. And then we had to come to, hey, man, what do you need help with? You got somebody, you got an uncle that has a drug problem. You need job placement. You need help finding some work. Are you not getting paid enough? Let's help you get trained so you can get a better job and a better position someplace. We need to help these people so they don't inflict their pain upon society. Because if we want to get rid of pain in this world, you got to show love. And that's really like the whole message of the day is nobody has no enemies. We are all friends, or we can all be allies in this thing and create prosperity for us nationwide. And will there be problems and conflicts? Yes, there will be problems and conflicts. But the problem is that we got to figure out how to talk our way through it and negotiate. Because at the end of the day, everything's a negotiation. Even war. War is a negotiation. We're only going to war. Let's see. For TV Mounting Hustle, do you use an app or a platform to get clients? I use Thumbtack. I'm actually writing a guide that's going to explain to you how to use Thumbtack, how to negotiate, how to talk to people, how to find clientele, and how to boost your profile so you get recognized. And I have a webpage too. So sometimes I got my first booking through a webpage. Very big job. I was pretty proud of myself. Like it was a huge job. And the person called me. I consulted with them. And it was very, very nice. But anyway, that's my message for today. I got to get back to work. I got to produce some more things for you guys. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, share. And let's grow this fucking Apex channel. Because if you guys show me love, I'm going to show you guys love by giving out free shit that I can afford to give out. So peace, prosperity, love, and help people. Because hurt people, and happy people make other people happy. And that's how we all work. Gang shit. Also, check out the webpage. apexsapien.com. Reach out. Let me help you out. I'm going full-time booking. I got to change my calendar because, nigga, we're a pirate. Free agent in life right now. Free agent.